Good times today. Today we got an Accord video. 1988 LS swapped Honda Accord. We are going to be addressing one of the worst parts of the car, one of the parts of the car that I like the least, and one of the parts of the car that I can't seem to find a reasonable, easy solution for. I'm talking about the taillights. Let's get started.
And now, you're watching the extremely easy New Year's resolution that is to just do better in 2023 for Kanye West. Channel of YouTube. Welcome to BodeVision.
So these lights right here, this video, everything that I'm doing today would not be possible without some of you guys. So Prelude2G on Instagram, I'll tag his Instagram right down below. He actually sent me these for free. I'm super appreciative of that. Now keep in mind they are broken, but we are not going to be using the lenses of these lights. These are 1988, well, third gen Accord hatch tail lights. These are exactly what I would need if I planned on doing some kind of a crazy configuration of a light. So we have the backing on these, and then my friend DJ, I will do the same thing, his Instagram and his YouTube channel down below. He actually has a YouTube channel as well, so I want to give him a shout out. That information will be down there. He gave me these tail lights right here, which are Fox Body Mustang tail lights. Now these tail lights, you can buy replacement lenses on Amazon for relatively cheap. So the idea is these two lights are going to make a baby. I want to pull off the lenses on these, utilize the backing on these because these will fit my car, and these lenses are toast. The lenses on my car are toast. And I want to see if I can configure Mustang Fox Body taillight lenses onto these lights. And also, as I'm doing something like this, it's a good idea if you are going to do something like this as well. I have my factory taillights that are not that great. I'm not going to mess with them at all. Although they are not that great, they are working. I wouldn't want to start cutting up something that I have without a grandmaster plan of being able to get them to go back on the car. So those backup plan, this is today's video's plan. So as you can see, the shape looks pretty similar. You know, we have this edge there. So this is the counterpart, you know what I mean? So this is the Accord light. This is the Mustang light. They have a similar shape to them. The lens size is kind of the same. I mean, the only thing is this part where the license plate. Let me just start to get them pulled apart. I want to take out the taillights of my Accord. I want to actually take these out right here. And then I just want to hold the lens up to the car so that way I can see if it even fits. If it even fits in this area in a way that I'm satisfied with. So let's just get these ripped off and then we'll see if it's gonna work. We'll see if it's gonna work. The sun is bright right here, man. Now I want to take the right lens, and keep in mind, again, I just wanted to reiterate that this is just a mock-up lens. I'm going to be able to get a new one online, like I said a second ago. So I want to see if it'll even fit. So I know this section from probably here on is additional, it's extra, but I want to see if I maybe need, let me just place it and then take a look. So here's our first look. Now, something I want to keep in mind with something like this is a mistake that I've made in the past. You got to continuously ask yourself, is this going to work? Is this what I want to do? Is this going to look good in the end? Don't just keep on pushing forward if it's not working out. So as of right now, it's kind of oversized. As you can see, it's a little bit too big. I might trim back there just a little bit, but for the most part it looks pretty cool. I want to still utilize my license plate bezel because that area is pretty messed up, not looking good. So I'm just going to take that trim piece right there, cut this tail light somewhere, and try to, you know, keep going with the next steps. It never hurts to spend a couple hours trying to figure it out. Maybe it'll look better, maybe it won't. Either way, we can always revert back to the original tails. Alright, so it actually has been some time since I picked up the camera. I had to do a little bit of figuring out myself to see if I could move forward with this. I was even having second thoughts of if I could even or should even make a video, because the last thing that I want to do is make a video that says, I have this idea, it's not going to work. I want it to somewhat at least have some legs to it. But either way, let me show you what we got so far. So we'll just start with the basics. This is the housing for the Mustang taillight. We're not going to be using that. This is the lens for the Mustang taillight. What the hell is that? So this is the lens for the Mustang taillight. Now let me show you the modified lens. So if you can see, there's that whole top ridge, and then the length of this one, here's the modified one. Quite a bit smaller, edge to edge. You can see the one, you can see about half of that white was cut off right there. The bottom was trimmed all along there. This edge was trimmed. You can see on this one, there's that line right there. And on this one, that line was cut right along that line. The inside, right there, that's the bottom. That's the bottom of the Mustang. This is the trimmed one. So this one was trimmed a whole lot in order for it to fit. So this is the one that we are going to be using. This is the one hypothetically that we still need to trim. Now going to the housing, the actual housing of the light, and real quickly let me go back to the last clip. I put this in the oven 270 for 7 minutes. That's perfect. It's a little bit warm. You can still handle it with your hands, but you saw it just worked a little bit. It came right apart. You can do that for headlights as well if you wanted to retrofit some kind of something inside your headlights, or even if you had to pull your headlight apart and reseal it, you can do that. 270 for about 7 minutes. So this is the stock factory Accord housing. This is how we are going to get the light to mate up with the chassis. Now I could use the Mustang housing, but then I'd have to affect the chassis, and the last thing that I want to do is go cutting up the car that I just painted. I could do that, but I feel like for this application this is a better option. Stock housing. Now we have modified housing. So looking at this was trimmed quite a bit. If you can see, all these corners and edges were trimmed. So we got this factory, this trimmed. I basically just took off as much as I could, and it really is somewhat of a mess. Now let me go throw it on the car and I can show you what we got going on. The 1977 2J Silica coming right along, by the way. It's the weekend. I wanted to chill out and work on some of my own stuff. Monday I will be back to it. Okay, so we got the car. Alright, so as you can see, it is working, but it is far from being completely done and finished. We obviously would have to get it sealed, but I can see that it's in there. It's working. Now, the lights don't exactly line up with the functions what they were doing before. So my thinking is I can get new Mustang lenses, and you can get them in clear or any color, any configuration you want, because there's so much aftermarket support for Mustangs where there's hardly any support aftermarket for 1988 Honda Accords, and that's why we went with this. So I'm going to get clear lenses and then colored LEDs, then it'll light up the color of whatever I want it to do, as opposed to trying to figure out, because we got a running light in this section. Signals look good, lights look good, everything looks pretty good. It is pretty cool. Yeah, so with this video, since it is the weekend, I'm not working on the actual car that I'm working on at the time. I figured I'd throw a little something else in here. These are some crates to help me organize that my father threw together, and I'm actually going to do a burn finish on those as well. So I figured I'd throw that in here right now to show you that. That was a little last night project, and I thought you might think it was cool. Those little organization bins turned out really nicely. I'm really happy with them. And let me just get you up to speed really quickly if you're not familiar with this car. If you didn't see the entire build series that took about 2 years of working, I think it was about 3 years total, but either way, what it is, 1988 Honda Accord with an LS1 with a T56 behind it, GTO front subframe, GTO rear subframe. I got a GTO as a donor car. That's what all of this came from. The entire package, suspension, the motor, everything was all contained on that subframe, so all I had to do was figure out how to integrate that subframe up into the Accord chassis, cut out the firewall, make room for the transmission, drive shaft. Took a little bit of work, but here it is. All good, all done. Trying to just tidy up some of the loose ends. And the taillights, that's something that I needed to address, and I don't know yet that I found the solution for it. I'm gonna have to order those clear lenses if I do decide I want to move forward with this, or I could just see if somebody has a pair of fresh OEM tails, because I'm not opposed to that either. The reason why I'm going with this, like I said, is because I can't find clean taillights, and the taillights right now are honestly the worst part of the car. Alright, so as far as the taillights go, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Sunday, threw a little bit of time at it, wanted to see if I could come up with a simple, quick solution that was feasible and easy to do, that I could purchase. I don't know. I'm honestly not feeling them too much, not by the way that they look. I think they look pretty good, honestly, but just how far off I am on making something that would be sealed. Like, I feel like I'm 90% of the way there, but the 10% of unknown, I don't know. We'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Like this video, comment, subscribe. Happy New Year. Do all the stuff. You know what it is, YouTube. I'll see you on the next one. Back to work on the 2J Silica. I'm out.